Hello and welcome to Newstorm. I'm your host Chris for the CHRILLCAST, and today we got some interesting news to share. So why don't you all head on over and subscribe, comment, and like this video. Here we go. The Xbox Series X/S versus the Xbox 360 sales comparison. This is through November 2021, something I recently stumbled on and find very interesting. So here we go. The VG Charts. This is an article on VG Charts by William D'Angelo. VG Charts sales comparison series of articles are updated monthly, and each one focuses on a different sales comparison using our estimated video game hardware figures. The charts include comparisons between PlayStation 5, Xbox Series consoles, and Nintendo Switch, as well as with older platforms. There are articles based on our worldwide estimates, as well as the US and Europe and Japan. This monthly series compares the aligned worldwide sales of the Xbox Series X and S and the Xbox 360. The Xbox Series consoles launched in November 2020, while the Xbox 360 launched in November 2005, 15 years earlier, in North America in December 2005 in Europe and Japan. This does mean the holiday periods for the two consoles do line up. Oh, and look here, here's the gap. So, oops, looks like day one, we're already like 1.4 million ahead. And as time goes on, the gap between the 360 and the Series X and S consoles is trending towards 4 million in difference in the gap between the Series X and S and the Xbox 360. Here's the actual chart here. It shows that right off the get-go, the Xbox Series consoles are ahead by a significant amount. Even at 13 months in, the Xbox 360 was around 6 million sales, and the Xbox Series X/S is at about 10 million sales. So it's interesting to hear that, because the 360 is widely considered the winner of the 7th generation of consoles, whereas the Xbox One floundered in the 8th gen, even though it did sell about 50 million consoles, if not more. Now, given this information, we have to assume that the Xbox One pales in comparison even further than the 360. Here's another look at the total sales of the Xbox 360 versus the Xbox Series X/S. And as you can see, it's trending higher. Now, if it continues at this pace, and it continues to head above the 360, this could be Microsoft's first 100 million sales console. If. There's a lot of ifs in that conversation. But the trend is good so far. And we can only expect that the Xbox Series X and S consoles will continue to do better, based on Game Pass subscriptions, based on memberships, based on Xbox's moves, like picking up Activision and Blizzard. And maybe eventually Halo Infinite will be a good game. Regardless, the gap keeps getting bigger, not smaller. And that's a good trend for Microsoft, who has had hasn't had a winner since the Xbox 360. So with the Xbox Series S and X out the gate already beating the Xbox 360, this is on track, not necessarily there yet, on track to be Microsoft's best-selling console. What do you guys think? Think there's a chance that the Xbox Series X and S overtake the 360 for the throne of Microsoft's best-selling console? Or do you think that these are just early sales and it's going to tail off here sometime in the near future? What do you guys think? I personally think these are probably going to be Microsoft's best-selling consoles. Game Pass has never been as on fire as it is right now. Microsoft's acquisitions in general have been the best for the company since the Xbox 360, and their own franchises that they started back on that console, I should say. I mean, you had a ton of exclusive games coming to the 360 back in the day. And I think that the Series XS consoles will be the first set of Microsoft consoles to really bring that exclusivity back home, despite them also coming out on PC. A lot of people don't want to mess with the PC, they just want a good console. So the whole buy a PC and have both doesn't really apply to most of your Xbox console owners. So anyways, they're already having their best, the best sales since the 360 in Japan, and we can only expect it to get better. So as always, I'm Chris, and I will see you all on the next one. Bye, guys.